Hello, I am Mahana Mazer, and this is Change Your Funk to Fun. Welcome to this episode. This is actually the 12th episode of a 12-week series of the Universal Law of Consciousness. And this week, we're going to be talking about the hidden connection between your masculine and feminine energy within you. So, this is the hidden connection between your masculine and feminine energy within you. And yes, and actually this year, I am going to be asked to be called Mahana instead of Mary. I know my episodes, if you've listened to them before, I have been married. I was born named Mary Frances by my parents, which is beautiful. And then in the last couple of years, I've had just a big transformation continuing to happening with me and continuing to grow. So it really is my spirit name. So we'll just say Mahana is my spirit name and my true essence name. And yes, I do still have a birth name of Mary. So whether you call me Mahana or Mary, that's all good. But over time, you're going to be seeing it more and more. And then they'll be changing the logos and all that too to say, hey, Mahana Mazer. So yes, hello. From my heart to yours, I am Mahana. And I am here to help assist you with really being able to use the law of gender for your highest good for yourself here. Okay. And we have talked about all 12 of the universal laws, and we will dip into each one of them again today too, just as little, I guess we can call it conclusions, or I guess wrap up for each of the universal laws, because they actually all work together. The universe is amazing. And thank goodness we do have a bit of a structure, we can call them laws. I like to call them the ways. These are ways that we are meant to embody here as a human and be able to utilize them. They're actually here for us. We're here for us. So with the law of gender, that just means in this universe, there is two primary energies, one of the masculine energy and one of the feminine energy. And that we as human beings, you actually have that within you. I have that within me. Even, yes, I am a woman. I was born as a woman. I have all the female parts within me. And if you're a man, let's hope you have the masculine parts within you. And even in the, as far as the chromosomes, I have XX, right? And a man will have an XY. So we even have in that level within us ways that help us produce specific hormones within us, specific traits within us, even just how we look. We are meant to look different, masculine and the feminine, or you can call it the male and the female, the masculine and the feminine energies. And the hidden connection that the two of them have is their unity, be able to come together in love, in unity, in love, in connection. Because actually the hidden connection is actually connection. There you go. And it doesn't have to be hidden anymore. So the secret is, can each one of us allow our masculine and feminine energies within us unite to become one? This is actually very massive for us to do. We are being called right at this time. This is January of 2025. And from here on out to do two very important things. There's actually 4 constructs within us that we are actually going to invite you to begin to explore, to discover within yourself, and then to invite the unity of. And that is the one piece is the divine part of you and the human part of you. So you are spirit, a soul, a non-physical aspect of you, and you are physical. You are a human being. So you are a child of Mother Gaia and a child of the universe, a child of oneness. And we are being asked and invited and nudged. How about we unite the two? How about we can each wake up and remember, oh my goodness, I am a divine being that chose to have a human experience. And so are you. Just imagine, we're going to use the gift of our creativity, of our imagination. Just imagine that you allowed yourself to come here on Earth and have this human experience. On Earth, when we were born, majority of us listening to this from the 20th century, in the 20th century, it was definitely locked in as the third dimension. The third dimension here means we agreed to have the illusion of separation. We agreed to feel we were so disconnected, meaning that as a newborn baby, we forgot who we are. We just came out as these little babies. Yes, we did. And then for the next 7 years, we got embodied by our parents' imprints and our societies and religious upbringings and even government and social constructs. And that was all done at the subconscious level of the mind. So you have a part of your mind that records everything. It records everything you were told, that everything you saw, everything you felt, everything you experienced, and your interpretations of it, or you can call it the filters. We actually have a mechanism that we get to on earth, get to create meanings to things, put definitions to things, have words for things. That's why we love language, to be able to talk and speak here. And with that, in our own free will choice, we get to create our own truths within ourselves. And then with the 7 to 8 billion people that are on this planet here, we each actually are living our own unique realities alongside each other. So there's a humanity consciousness, a collective consciousness for many of us, and there's also individual consciousnesses too. So we get both here. And the consciousness of humanity has been, running very similar for a very long time. And now, which if you have noticed, it has changed drastically. That's for sure. Especially with 2020. 2020 was a huge gateway opener for us to have a huge opportunity to ascend, to connect with our divinity, to remember who we are. So you're being called, and I'm being called to remember who we are. And that we are at the highest level, the I am presence here, incarnated in our own unique way. So it's like as if you can imagine 8 billion of the sun rays being here planted on earth and born here on earth and growing throughout our whole lifetimes, or even like a water droplet of the water. And the gift with that is when you can wake up, that's the hidden connection, is first actually connect with the hidden connection, is the first connect with the love of who you are, which means you're going to connect back to inviting yourself to return back to your wholeness again. And that means doing some work. This is the call out that we have to clean up and clear out and insert our true ways of who we are and delete the made up ways or the distorted ways, or people might even call them lies, but they were just made up at the time out of survival. It was out of fear energy. Most of us were raised in fear energy for survival because that's what the 20th century was mostly about. And hopefully many of us did get, loving experiences, good positive experiences. We get a whole mix of it. It's a whole mix here on earth. And at this time of the age of Aquarius, that we are being invited to remember who we are. So we invite you to remember who you are and be able to do the work, be able to find your way, find the ways that are going to help you manage your emotions and your mental constructs within you, and then be able to connect more deeply with your spiritual part of you. That's one of the biggest gifts you can give yourself with your physical form. Okay. And you'll find your way. And I'll be sharing now, because this is about masculine and feminine energies, and then the hidden connection that let the two become united, working together, so that in time they can both begin to honor, adore, revere, respect, accept, and unite with each other. This is the invitation. Okay. And we will be talking about all the barriers and the blocks and the disconnects and the shadow sides, or the dark sides of the limitations that we also agree to embody and have these limiting beliefs within us that then will create some shadow sides or limiting sides with us that prevent us from fully living in our whole full essence of that unity consciousness within us. So the hidden connection is the unity connection within you, within your divine part of you to your human part of you, and your masculine to the feminine. So this whole series of these 12 series was wrapped in oneness. We started with the law of oneness, and that is to remind you and wake up again that everything is connected with the oneness, meaning that we all here are divine beings here, even those that completely forgot and choose not to be connected with their divinity. They can be actually very disconnected, which they definitely will need a lot of support and help in love, or in clear boundaries, or other laws of the universe called the laws of cause and effect, where they may get some harsh responses or experience to help assist them wake them up so they can come back to their light. And with that oneness connection, if you are able to just be curious about this, imagine, wow, if I can actually be a part of the oneness, that I am an important and integral part of the oneness, that you can connect in, and then start asking yourself, what can I do to help myself bring back all the fragmented parts within me? Because each one of us did fragment ourselves off. Each one of us did disconnect with many parts of us. We might have acted like, I know for me, I definitely was taught to be in denial, or to be to just ignore it, to avoid things. It was a survival coping skill that I learned from my parents, because that's what they did. And so others might get aggressive or get very controlling and rigid and want to control everything. Others may want to just endure or hide or freeze and stay silent or quiet. So many of us have come up with survival coping skills as a human, and they were just survival skills. And the gift is you can change these survival skills. You can become present again. You can recognize that they're showing up. That's the big one. You call it a pattern. Recognize a pattern or something that's coming up that doesn't feel good, doesn't feel right, might feel yucky, icky, that kind of stuff. And then let yourself find a way that you can rectify this, that you can actually change this, because that's actually the biggest gift you can give yourself. And then with that, we're definitely going to be diving into the masculine and feminine energies, which is the sweetest spot of the two of the dance. Because if you're like me, I love to dance, and I love to be invited to dance. So that's the gift. I choose to live in my full divine feminine aspects of me, and I do have a very strong masculine side of me, and that's what we'll be talking about today, that we can have, we do have both, and we're meant to utilize both. But how can the two work together? How can we dance with this part within ourselves? Well, the first is a desire to want to do it. So that's what we're going to be inviting first. Do you want to? Would you like to live more fully? Would you like to live in a way that you get to dance with life, that you get to be excited about your day, to wake up with gratitude and fulfillment and excitement, and actually be able to live from your heart's desires? This is the invitation for you. In order to be able to do this, it is vital that you wake up to remember that you are the I am presence here, the divinity within you, and then connect the two, the masculine and feminine. And that's what this whole talk is about. So the hidden connection is for you to open up to your divinity, your oneness connection, because it's actually in the oneness where the two, the masculine and feminine, get to fully meet in the sweet spot of their own unity together, their own way to dance together, to respect each other, unify with each other, to collaborate, to admire and respect, to listen to each other, and to honor each other, and to encourage each other, and to be able to let the two offer their gifts of their each uniqueness with each other, so that we can dance in this lifetime, and that we can totally live our highest life here. So this is one of the biggest gifts you can give yourself right now. And by using the law of gender, it can also help you greatly. So with the law of gender, it just helps, the universal law, that you get to just recognize that there are two completely different parts within yourself. And then as we talk about this, we're going to be talking about your inner world of your masculine feminine, and then we will bring it out to the outer world, because the outer world just reflects how your inner world is going. So if you're having any conflicts in relationships, especially between the genders, within the masculine and feminines and stuff, the gift is to go within yourself and access those parts within your own self where there might be a war going on, or conflicts, or just all kinds of survival tactics or patterns or ways that you might be reacting within yourself. And then when you get to transmute that within your own self and heal those parts within you, your outside world will begin to actually transform and heal in front of your eyes, so you can have new experience where you can have deep, connecting, loving relationships with the opposite sex in your life. Which is super huge. So with the law of gender, a huge one is as a newborn baby, we are typically born with a mom and a dad. And I know there's some same-sex marriages and all kinds of other, opportunities that people have. But majority, let's just say in general, majority, we're born with a mom and a dad. Okay. Well, the mom represents the feminine parts within us, and the masculine is designed, the father's designed for the masculine parts. And yes, some of those times can be crossed too. Absolutely. But just for general sake, let's just imagine that that's the case. And because of humanity, we bring in our ancestry, like the genes and the DNA that we agreed to embody from our parents, also have imprints of patterns of how they survived and how they lived and how what their beliefs were in relation to the relationship between men and women, between the masculine and the feminine. Okay. So the gift here too is that if you can just imagine, you agreed and I agreed to be born as a newborn baby, and then we got imprinted with how is a woman supposed to be here? How is a man supposed to be here? What is the feminine all about? What is the masculine all about? And we do invite you to definitely get a journal out. And it's nice if you can write this stuff down or get with some friends and start to talk about this, because it's actually a pretty exciting thing that you can share and talk about, because many of us might actually have had different experiences. And it's really great to learn from each other of how certain people were raised versus others, related to the masculine, feminine energies that we agreed to instill and embody within our own selves, and then that we believe that this is who we are or how we're supposed to be, because that's a huge one there. Okay, so for the feminine energy, if we can see it more as an energy instead of just saying just a woman, it's the feminine energy and the masculine energy. So the feminine energy is one that is spontaneous and free. It loves freedom. It loves the spontaneity of things. And this part of us, so there's a part of you that actually can be this and is this, and we invite you for it. And we also want to bring in that it's important to have a balance. It's good to have the balance of the two. With the feminine, it's okay. So just imagine she likes to be spontaneous and free, a little bit wild. Even the wildness is pretty fun, right? She's intuitive. She's connected with her divinity. With that, she has the sixth sense that she can sense when something's about ready to happen or how. And she's one that feels. This part within you is the part that feels. So how neat is that you get to feel? And your feelings are just energy in motion. And you get to feel things. You get to sense things. And as a human, we are designed and meant to do this. Super huge. With the feminine, this is your beingness. This is the part of you that's meant to be, and which is a little bit slower. It's definitely slower than the masculine. So the feminine is good. The good part, the part within you that's good to be, just be. Can you be present? Can you be present in the moment and just be and feel? How about that? We get to be and feel. And then with that comes the nurturing and the nourishing, and it's very heart-centered. It's very heart-centered. We are meant to be heart-centered beings, connecting into our heart, which does then connect to our knowingness, and checking in with ourselves. And throughout your whole day, are you checking in with yourself? And whether you're a man or woman, you have this part of you, and we are meant to equalize it. The feminine and the masculine are meant to be equal, and they're meant to work together as a unit within our own selves. The feminine for thousands of years have been kind of like squashed, hid, protected, hided. You can imagine all kinds of stuff. At least that's what my spirit has been showing me, and my spirit team. And what that was the Pisces age. Now I'm in the Aquarian age. So instead of the masculine's the right side of your body, and it's your left hemisphere of your brain, is the part that operates in the more masculine way versus the feminine way. The feminine way is your left side of the body with the right side of your brain. So just imagine that we all, with our spirits in our spirit team, are being encouraged, instead of living like this, which many of you, including I know myself, I felt like I had to hide, or I had to dim my light, or I was told growing up, I was too much, I was too loud, I was too feely, I was too sensitive, I was too much of all kinds of stuff. See if you got that too. Okay. And the gift is that you get to rectify this, that you get to transform within yourself, to remember again that you are perfectly designed exactly as you are. And the more that you can unconditionally love yourself and accept yourself for who you are, and then of course it's great to make some changes. It's great to adjust and adapt and to release things, let go of things, and reunite things again. Instead of the masculine overlaying the feminine within you, how about the masculine gets to be right next to beside the feminine? Okay. And with this overlay, the masculine many times is being represented as the mind. So the mind part of us has been overrunning the heart-centered, body part of us. And we are being called to shift that, to equalize that so that the heart gets to freely be the one to say, yes, this feels right, let's roll. And the masculine part of us, the mind part of us, is the one that's able to bring in, to focus down in and to take the action. So that with the feminine being in the beingness, the masculine is the doer. So the feminine is the to be, and then the masculine is to do. Okay. And the two are meant to work together. Okay. Oh, we got fireworks going. I love it. Yeah, we are meant to do that. So with the masculine part of us, and my girlfriend's dog is excited and loves our energy. So if you hear any dogs barking, they're just encouraging us to say, yes, this is so good. This is so right. Yes, 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 yes. Even the beautiful little puppy. So just imagine this feminine part having the courage and the willingness to stand up and equalize with the masculine, so that now we get to live from our heart center. We get to be in our true essence of who we are. And the masculine is equally divine. So the feminine in her spontaneity and freeness and connected with intuition and her emotions and feelings. Fantastic. And then the masculine comes in to bring in some structure, some order, some control, the realness, the physicalness. So the feminine is more with the spirit realm and the emotional realm. The masculine is more in the mental realm and the physical realm. So these four get to dance together. Isn't that neat? Huh? Yes, yes. And the masculine is there also to protect and to provide and to care for when you connect with your divinity and bring in those divine loving aspects of the masculine. Versus if it's in fear, the fear might be too out of balance and overdoing it, where it's either over controlling or even getting abusive or too much of over controlling. And then with the feminine, she's meant to connect with her divinity, her oneness. Like we said, that hidden connection is the remembrance of that you are an aspect of the oneness here, and the law of oneness, right? And so with the divine parts of us that can stay connected with divinity and feel and then check in, hey, does this feel right? And then letting our emotions, our desires, our heart's desires lead us. What gets us excited? What helps us feel satisfied or successful? Or just know that we are, contributing and sharing our gifts. And if the feminine side gets out of balance, then she might turn into being manipulative or sneaky or disconnected, hiding, things like that. And each one of them can do that, but these are just typical things that happen. The key comes in is just recognizing if you are doing any of those things, it's just a scared part of you. It's just a survival part of you that's showing up. And because we have a subconscious mind that writes everything down that we have learned and embodied, and then the interpretations of it and the filters of it, it's going to continue to do that until you can change it. So what I love to offer and that I help assist people with is that there's ways that you can change it. A powerful way is called Psych K. Psych K I learned in 15 years ago in 2010. And the psyche is the mind, the spirit, and the soul part of you. And the key is to unlock and activate your personal power within you. When you can reinstate your power within your own self again, then which means you get to remember who you are. You are a divine being, and that you get to have conscious choices, make new choices, do things in a new way before. You'll be amazed that you can actually change those programs that are written in the subconscious level of the mind. And with Psyche, you can do it within minutes. It's a fast, safe, and effective way, in a simple way to actually do it. And also new materials coming in called You Find Your Sacred Way, which I will continue to inspire you to come learn once it's launched. It's estimated to be launched in February. I do work with the Council of Light, and Archangel Raphael like to work through me, and they have been helping to assist and download that information that also can greatly help you activate beautiful, powerful centers in your body, help you clear things easily, and then imprint into your remembrance again, and remembering who you are, and activating and aligning in your centeredness, so that your masculine and feminine and your divine part of you and your human part of you can all come in a oneness, in a harmony, so you can actually resurrect your equilibrium within you. Because many of us have had a bit of corruption that has happened in our lives, whether it was just traumas, uh, wounds, scary, harsh things that have had that you have gone through. I know I certainly had plenty of them, and that was just the times of the 20th century. Well, what happens though is that our bodies hold this energy. And then in time, people will have issues in whether it's their health or whether it's relationships or whether it's finances. And when that happens, it's actually a wake up call for us to turn and be in a new way, to release and let go, to literally have a death to that old way and then a birth to a new way. If you have a funk between your masculine and feminine energies, how about you switch that off? Haha, and the key, the K after the end of funk, taking that off turns to fun, right? So we're going to help you actually allow yourself to have more fun within yourself by letting your masculine and feminine dance within you. So that hidden connection is your return back to your oneness within you, the remembrance, and offering that for you. And things like meditation, breath work, sound bowl healings, those are beautiful ways to begin. Some people can even do therapies and counseling for awareness too, but especially connecting in. Find ways for you to connect within you, and then just explore it. Use the power of imagination to just say, what if this could be true? What if I could really be divinity incarnate here, which means I am a goddess. You are a God source. We are divinely brilliant, masterful people here who agree to forget and agree to actually be caught in the weeds and thrown off and abused and had really harsh experiences and traumas, and a whole mix of hopefully some good stuff too, but just a whole rampage of stuff. For some people, they've had really, really harsh, horrible experiences with their health. I have a dear friend of mine that I am assisting greatly with, and she helps assist me greatly with 3 bouts of cancer times. And the last 2 were 4th stage. So that was pretty serious. And she's rectifying it. She has healed herself. She's healing herself. Yes, she is. Because she went within. She went within herself. And that is the key. The answers are within you. You have that connection within you and the wisdom within you. And it is great to get supports and guidance with it. I love to help guide and support people through that. And there's many of us out here that are doing that. So find the correct and right supports for you. Having one-on-one sessions is actually huge and beautiful. She's had quite a few with me, which is awesome. And connected with other things too. We can do a whole mix of things here. But what a gift. What a gift. So for her, yes, she is rectifying that. She does know she's a divine being here having this human experience. And that you can too. Okay. And she is rectifying her masculine and feminine. Yes, she's here as a woman, and she was taught to be a lawyer and taught to work really hard and fight for things, right? It's just like she had the same thing with me. Her masculine was overlaying her feminine. So she's been able to rectify that, equalize that, allow her feminine parts of her to actually begin to lead again. And that's what we're being called to do. You are being called to do this if you so choose. And within doing this it is helping her cells open up again and heal and return to her vibration of love and joy. You can do this too with any kind of health condition you have. You can change your subconscious beliefs around that. You can receive the messages of what it's trying to tell you or teach you or bring to you. There's a whole different approach that we can use instead of the old approach where many of us were taught, oh, your body just gets older or just gets sick, or you got this from your family. We were imprinted with all kinds of beliefs that actually aren't even true. And they can become true if you believe it, because whatever you believe, you would create into your life. But guess what? If you don't like it, you can remove it and let it go. Okay, we're gonna have a dog join us here too. I love that too. Yeah. So and health is huge, because if you're not feeling well, it doesn't go well. Not at all. It's vital that your health matters. Absolutely, you matter. You matter, and you matter greatly. And it's so vital for that. And then also relationships. I love the part with relationships. And you can have a relationship with money. That's a whole nother saga we can talk about. With abundance, we'll be talking about that in the next coming talks. But for right now, let's talk about relationship between the men and women, in our lives, because you have that masculine and feminine within you, and then it's going to be showing up in your outside life. And a lot of it has to do with in your childhood. How was your relationship with your opposite spouse? Like, so for me, or opposite sex. So like for me, since I'm a girl, I was a girl, it was my relationship with my father that was super critical for me for how I'm going to have relationships with the men in my life. How interesting is that, right? Yeah, pretty fascinating. I say thanks, Dad. And then and I have accepted that I have actually volunteered to have the parents that I chose to have, and not everyone believes that, and you get to have whatever beliefs you want to have about that. I know for my own self, I just know that, and I believe that I have chosen my own parents, which I'm grateful for. And with that, uh, my father was a Marine, a lieutenant from the Marine Corps. So I was raised with a Marine dad, but yet with all of his own just woundings and issues and challenges and experiences he had in his life, he was just taught to close off his heart and then to protect and provide, which he did a great job of. But yet he didn't know how to connect deeply with his children. And I didn't have a deep loving relationship with my father. I had just more of a respectful, distant, like stay away. And I was actually afraid of my father. So with that, when I became an adult and dating and then ended up getting married, it's like I didn't even realize what I was doing, but I actually married somebody who also was not very emotionally available, just like my dad was. And I actually married someone who actually represented a lot of how my relationship was with my father. Now, isn't that interesting, huh? Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't realize that until actually I started doing the work with Psyche, where it actually opened up pieces, because I actually used the programs I got from my mom of denial and avoiding things, because that was a survival mechanism that I was taught. Once I started to actually rectify that by making the changes within me where I felt it was safe enough for me to fully feel, it was safe enough for me to be true to how I feel, to what I believe, and to what I want. When I rectified those things and started shattering my old survival coping skills of denial and avoidance and even escaping, disappearing, in situations. Yeah, and the gift is then I was able to drop in to be fully present, to allow my spirit part of me to come in. You can do this too. You can do this too. Definitely get some supports and helps. That's what I know. I'm grateful that I did that and got that. And then with that, yeah, it helped me wake up. So after we did 31 years of marriage, but I did need to end that marriage. And then I had to rectify that too, because I was taught you have to stay with somebody so someone dies, even if it's not very good. Who made that up? That's what I want to know. Who made that up? I think to keep some of us suppressed, and stuck. We don't need to live like that anymore. Be true to who you are. How do you feel? What do you want? And you get to live your highest life and go share that with others. So this is about everything when you can do your own self-love for your own self and put yourself at your highest level, connected with source consciousness, with true love and love for all. It will be good for all. Because when you are good with yourself, you put that mask on your own self to get your own oxygen, then you can go help anybody else or anyone else that you want. But it's very vital that you do that for yourself. Yes. So I'm grateful now, because actually, and I've been single for about a year and a half, and I've had to rectify all that. Even just back in November, I finally landed in where I felt so good being single and not even wanting to be in a relationship, because I was also imprinted by my family that I have to be in a relationship. I just have to be. I think it's safer that way. It's better that way. So I rectified that. No, I actually don't. I'm actually good on my own. And I felt really good, and it felt very freeing. And then I met somebody. So how funny is that? And this is what life will do for you. So it's like these cycles. We talk about the universal laws. The universal law of rhythm is a cycle. So I went through one cycle, and I'm so great that I landed in my wholeness and who I am and what I want. Because the gift of that, when you're with a relationship on the outside between the masculine and feminine, is when you can be whole within yourself, when you can love your own self and be true to yourself. And of course, I love being in relationships. It is my natural way. And I'm thrilled that I have this gentleman that's in my life now, and it's a new beginnings, and he's way different than anyone else I've ever been with, because I'm way different now. I have changed such aspects within me that it is now showing up in my life. And I'm like, yes, yes, because he's now open-hearted and able to express himself. And he, we all have our own stuff. So we all have our own journeys and our own healings, and we're human still, so we have to give a lot of grace to each of ourselves. But what I love is that I feel like my masculine and feminine within me is now equalized, and I'm actually letting my feminine lead, because we're in the Aquarian age, where the feminine can lead a little more. We can feel more and have that intuitive construct, and slow down and just live in the simplicity of the presence of just sharing, our time and our love and our expertise and experiences with each other, instead of being so much in the physical stuff. Yeah, that's just where I am. Others, if you love this physical, that's awesome. Enjoy it. That's super cool. But the gift is that if you aren't in a great relationship right now, or you were in terrible relationships and you might be afraid of getting into a relationship, trust and know that when you do your own internal work within your own self, and then heal those pieces within you and allow those parts with the forgiveness and letting go, and totally being done with stuff. That's a big one, to say, I'm done with this. And that's what my friend did with her cancer journey, is that I am done with this. I choose to be healthy, and I choose to rectify everything, whatever it takes to rectify her health. And she's doing it. And you can do it too, especially in relationships. Have the most beautiful relationship with your own self, connected with God's source or divinity source and Mother Gaia out in nature, and build it. Let it build it with friendships, build it with family members, build it one by one and community by community within yourself. And when you're ready, you can put the call out if you'd like to have a romantic relationship, because the romantic relationship is going to be super huge. It's going to be like mirrors. You got to be okay to be mirrors for each other. And can you be okay to see stuff? Or if you get triggered, how can you handle it? Can you be open to it? Can you just let it be and say, okay, this is what I'm noticing. This is what I'm feeling. Put it back onto yourself instead of projecting or blaming others. That's old school. That's just out of survival land, and it's only going to come back and bite you. Let that stuff go. Claim everything. Say, I'm creating everything, and I choose to create a great life for myself as best I can. Being honest with myself, being real with myself. Give yourself time for yourself. That's a huge one. So even being in a relationship, even with him and I, he needs some time, which he's letting me know right away. He needs some time to process, some space. Perfect. Thank you. I like my time too. So there's this construct that you can say, it's you, me, and we, right? Have time for you, the things that you love to do, living in a community and friendships and your careers and the things that get you passionate. He gets to do the same thing. And then you guys get to intertwine and connect and find what you're commonly love to share and enhance for each other, so that it can all blossom together. Yeah. So then that hidden connection between your masculine and feminine comes right into this beautiful magical ball, just like the yin yang. The yin is the feminine, the yang is the masculine. And that center point right there at the secret hidden connection spot, right there at the center of the yin and the yang, is the sweetest spot ever. That's that oneness with divinity, in your own self as a human being, and one with your masculine and feminine. And that's what I love to connect with and dance. And we invite you to do the same. Yes. And you get to unite your masculine and feminine energies within you. With Psyche, we call it a whole brain state, where your left and right hemispheres of your brain actually unite. So you can get the full big picture of things and all the little pieces of things, where you can have a bit of control and a bit of structure, and feel safe and secure and protected and provided. And also have that nurturing, nourishing, spontaneous, free, deeply intuitive connectiveness. Loving parts of you work together in a dance. We literally are meant to dance and be in the flow. The higher energies are the flow energies. That's the energies of love, peace, harmony, bliss, ecstasy, which many of us love. Many people will do drugs to reach those points, or alcohol. You actually have it within you. You don't even need the drugs or alcohol. You can actually access it within you, clearing out those old programs or those limiting beliefs, the harshness and the woundings that you may have had and experienced. And when you're able to do that for yourself with the gift of Psyche, or what's coming is Find Your Sacred Way, you're going to be amazed how you'll be able to feel lighter. feel healthier. You'll have healthier relationships, healthier finances. You'll be living where it's literally heaven on earth here. And we invite this for you. You get to live this way. You actually get to. You have to choose to want to. You have to be willing to do the work to actually make those changes, because no one's going to be able to do it for you. You have to be able to do it. So that's that self-responsibility. All it takes is a courage and a willingness, and then actually, yes, saying yes. Like, for example, I'm teaching an online workshop next weekend, January 24th, 26th. So you're welcome to learn Psyche right there from the comfort of your own home. Yes, and I'm also offering a taste of Psyche. So check the link below for that you can book a 30-minute session where you get to start making the changes, and you can actually experience and feel that you can literally make changes within you when you are ready to do that, and you say yes to yourself to do that. So go to my website, igniteandhealyourlife.com, igniteandhealyourlife.com. I also offer, after that taste of Psyche, you can do a whole full session with me, or a series of sessions with me. This is what I know. I am here. I know I love what I offer. I use it for my own self. So I do my own personal work, which I'm grateful for, because we're all in this together. That's for sure. And guess what? You can make changes. You can rectify. You can get yourself unstuck. You get to flow again. How about you get to live your highest, most amazing life? You deserve it. It's your birthright. And we invite you to it. All it takes is a decision to just say yes and begin. And I love it because it's the beginning of the new year, which brings a beautiful energy for positive new changes. And you can do that. And may you find your hidden connection within you, within your masculine and feminine within you, within your own divinity and your human parts within you. This has been beautiful connecting with you today. And I look forward to hearing from you very soon. Aho.